Our sincere apologies about the lobby crashing. I did say there might be something wrong with the lobby, and about 20 seconds later I got disconnected from PSN, which is absolutely fantastic. But here we are, we're back, and we are going to go for the race here in Austria. Qualifying has already finished, of course, and it was Jarham on top from Karlsruhe in second. And of course, I'm James, I'm going to be taking you through the action as lead commentator. Aidan Carter is still here as my call comms, and Aidan, well, we're back. Simple as that.
We're back. First lobby glitch of the season, hopefully the last, but it was going to happen at some point. At least it happened during the social race. So
exactly.
We're up and running again, and thank you to I don't actually know who the lobby host is.
Darkbolt.
I think it's Dan Morris. I think is the lobby host. Yeah, Dan Morris.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so thank you to Dan Morris for setting up the custom grid. He's obviously gone through the previous stream and made sure that everyone is in the same qualifying order. So thank you to Dan Morris for doing that for us as well. But hopefully we are just moments away from getting the race underway.
Hopefully we are, and hopefully, as I say, it's going to be a fantastic race. We had, of course, top 10 separated by less than 4.5 tenths of a second, which was absolutely brilliant in qualifying. How do you expect the race to pan out, though? Because obviously we've got the likes of Karlsruhe, the likes of Recon, and also TTML Jarham right up there in the top 3. Is that the top 3 for you, or do you expect somebody else to really stick it to them from further behind down the field?
I've got my eye on Honey Badger. I think Honey Badger's got some serious pace, and qualifying didn't quite go his way, as he even said himself as well. We made a mistake on his final run in qualifying before his lap even got underway. So I'm looking out for Honey Badger in this one in the AlphaTauri to see whether he can do something. And I think the same for Recon. I think Recon's pace just in general is incredibly fast, and he's 4th on the grid, so he's definitely got something up his sleeve as well. But then maybe look out for someone a bit further down the top 10, so maybe the likes of Wesker, or maybe Darkbolt, who's outside the top. He's outside the top 10. There's a number of people really that could spring a surprise.
Yeah, I'm just updating, by the way, in the other social race stream that is live currently with that there was a lobby glitch, and that's all we can explain. There was a lobby glitch, and I got disconnected. Aidan got disconnected as well. It was absolutely fantastic, but we are having a restart. There we go. But we are back. Part 2 for the race. This is it. Hopefully we're going to get the formation up, and hopefully we're going to see those beautiful tyre graphics come up.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I haven't actually seen them yet, so hopefully they come up on the screen. We get to see a little bit of AWS input, so that'd be good to see.
Yeah, and the AWS input is done automatically, so this is done based off the strategy that the game feels and that Codemasters feel how this is going to pan out. We are going, luckily, into the lobby. I thought there was going to be a bit of deja vu there, to be honest, but here we are. We're back, and we are going in now, hopefully straight into the formation lap with, of course, that 30-second countdown getting underway. And it'll be very interesting to see, of course, how drivers pan out on the tyres, and of course that tyre graphic, which I will reiterate, it comes up for about 5 seconds about going through the tyre graphics, which is a shame, but hopefully we are going to get that 30-second countdown underway, and literally we have just done. Josh readying up there with Darkbolt and Maze, and then the rest will follow as they get ready with their custom setups. All drivers, of course, competing here in this social race. 20 drivers, a full grid. This should be exciting.
It really should, yeah. Lap 1 as well around this track is going to be absolutely crucial. Getting through turn 1 without contact, and turn 3 as well, is absolutely crucial at this track, because front wing damage, whilst it's a relatively short track and a relatively fast track, front wing damage here can really, really ruin your race. So that's something to look out for. And there we are. There's the graphics on the screen right there. So we've got...
It didn't come up on my end.
Amazing. Mine's already gone just before turn 1. But yeah, the pit strategies on screen were soft tyres to lap 13 or lap 13 through 15 if you want to change to the mediums, or lap 15 through 17. Sorry, if you want to change to the mediums, and lap 13 through 15 if you want to change to the hards. But if I were, based on previous experience of the social races, the medium tyres are actually pretty difficult to get to the end of the race from a 15-lap pit stop. You would expect maybe the mediums to go quite far, but the drop-off in the mediums once you get past about the 60% tyre wear mark is absolutely catastrophic, and it can lose you up to 2 seconds of that.
There's the pit stop strategy just coming up on my screen. Like, it's literally just gone. There you go. We had it up eventually, so there you go. That's what Aiden was talking about. You saw it on your screen. Happy days. Happy days. Goodness me, we're going to have to take a photograph of that next time.
Absolutely, yeah. Just looking at the strategies from further down the field as well. 14th through 18th have gone for the medium tyre, so that's Dan Morris, ILRT Dashi, Graham 89, TTG Conti and Focky have all gone for the medium tyres. Everyone else that's starting outside the top 10 has gone for a set of softs. And the other thing with the restart as well is that everyone that started inside the top 10 gets a fresh set of soft tyres, so that neutralises the effect of the people starting outside the top 10.
It does, but it is good to see, actually, the top 10, the top guys qualifying on the set of tyres that they started on. Nobody's cheating and going for the medium strategy, which is good to see. Top 3, as I always like to do on these streams, is predict the top 3. Aiden, go first. Who's your top 3?
Top 3, I think we're going to see Kalsper win. I would say Kalsper's going to take the win from, I think Yaham's going to come second, as there's the pit stop strategy on my screen once again before we get going. And third place, I'm going to give Honey Badger third in this one.
Interesting. Right, I'm going to go a little bit, well, weird. I'm going to go Kalsper for the win, Recon second, and let's put Matt Tibos in for third, down in 10th. Wow. I think he might have a good race. As we wait for the red lights to go out, and they're literally going out right now for the social race for Season 1 here in TTML. And it is, lights down, away we go. Dashi gets a jump start for drive-through penalty. Synchronizer has desynced. So it is Yaham down in towards turn 1 with Kalsper. Kalsper down the inside line. Yaham around the outside. Very close to contact. Everyone looks clean through turn 1. There is a bit of a glitch on my end. We will roll with it. Kalsper leads the slithering snake up towards turn 3 with Yaham, Carlsbury, Recon, Honey Badger all in behind as they go through. Honey Badger up to 4th, it looks like. Kalsper really getting the jump and really getting the break. It's now 3.5 tenths as he runs down the hill towards turn 4. The glitch has gone. Synchronized remains now down at the back of the field. Kalsper leads towards turn 4. 3 wide and towards turn 4. Goodness me, Carlsbury going in there on Yaham. Could get the inside line through turn 6. Could it be Perez-esque around the outside by the McLaren man, by the Finn? Can he go around the outside? It could be Perez-esque, you know. Round here, Yaham on the inside line. Carlsbury on the outside line. They're giving each other no room at all, and they're still side by side, and Carlsbury gets the position. Brilliant, brilliant driving by Carlsbury. It has let Kalsper escape up the road by 8 tenths of a second, and there is Honey Badger down the inside on Recon as well. Picks up a 3-second time penalty. Nearly leans in on his fellow Dutchman, but at the end of lap 1, it's Kalsper who leads by 9 tenths of a second. Carlsbury in second, Yaham in third. Quite a bit of contact further down the field, but Kalsper away early, and a brilliant move by Carlsbury.
Absolutely stellar first lap from Carlsbury. That is exactly what he needed to do to get past Yaham, who's had a pretty poor start from pole position. He's already dropped well behind Kalsper. Great start for Kalsper at the front of the field. I've got a little bit of a timing glitch on my end as well. But absolutely brilliant stuff from them. A number of people in the pit lane early on as well. Dashi coming in, I believe, to serve his drive-through pretty much immediately. And we've got one of the racing points. We've got Paul Boy, Adamaka and Synchronizer all in the pits as well.
Side by side between Scuba and Josh on the run down towards turn 4. This is for P7 out on track. Well, P6 actually out on track as Josh gets the move done around the outside through turn 4. Very good racing, and Bianchi has got through on Wesker as well and behind. So the Mercedes man is up into 8th position. Wesker now down into 9th. Timing glitches galore, but this is the first race, and this is what we have come to expect, I think, to be honest. Kalsper still out in front. Carlsbury second. Yaham in third. Recon in 4th. By the way, it says one lap 3. I don't think we are. I think one lap 3 coming on to now, where Kalsper is going to come across the line. So we're now on lap 3.
We are now on lap 3, so bear with us with the timing glitches. Bianchi trying to make up for a relatively poor first lap. I think he just didn't get off the line very well. He lost a couple of places. He's trying to get them back again. He's up behind Scuba already after making the move on Wesker. But again, a DRS train is very common around this track. But still,
he's in the overtake.
Bianchi using that overtake. Yeah, he's going to the inside. Scuba's not really defending it for the time being, but Scuba very late on the brakes into turn 3. Oh, there's a bit of contact there, and here comes Wesker back at Bianchi. Bianchi had a terrible exit out of turn 3. Can Bianchi go around the outside? He's not using the overtake button though, and Bianchi stays into P8 for the time being. Bianchi kind of got away with that one. Yeah, Wesker just letting Bianchi go. Scuba getting away with that as well. So the Irishman up to 7th. Bianchi now down to 8th. There are the position gains, by the way, on the left-hand side. Focky has gained the most positions with 4. Mays has gained with 4 as well. Looks like the timing glitches have sorted themselves out, which is good. Kalsper leads by 5.5 tenths of a second. That gap was 9 tenths the last time around. So Kalsper's made a mistake somewhere out on track, but he leads the way. Carlsbury in second. Yaham in third. He's down 2 positions, of course, from starting from pole position. Recon in 4th. I've got to be honest, though. I think Recon
corners looking quicker out of these guys, and Honey Badger in fact goes even quicker. 105.7 out on track by the Dutchman, and he's on the back as Recon picks up a 3-second top, but Honey Badger running very wide
Really
there.
wide.
Here comes Carlsbury trying to get, he's not using overtake mode. He could use overtake mode down towards turn 4 though. Let's see the exit of both of these, the Brit and the Finn. He's all over the back of him, but I don't think he's close enough. And again, I think he's just conserving that overtake mode as we see a bit of a battle further down the field. Looks like Darkbolt has made a slight mistake. He's got Matt Tibos going side by side with him down towards turn 4. This is for 10th position out on track, so this will be the last point scoring position as Darkbolt goes very deep into the corner. Matt Tibos utilises the inside on the switchback, trying to go around the outside into turn 6. This is going to be a brave move from Matt Tibos if he can try and get this move done. I think he'll put him behind, and Darkbolt loses control of his car and forces himself into Matt Tibos. First bit of contact through turn 6, 2 by 2, they don't go. Darkbolt just made a slight mistake through the corner. Matt Tibos on the outside line, wrong place, wrong time. Simple as that.
Yeah, there's not really much either of them could have done to kind of avoid that. I think Matt Tibos, it was going to be it was kind of an audacious move for Matt. It wasn't really going to work out, I don't think, at that point, and he's got front wing damage from it as well, which is such a shame for the Renault man. But he's going to fall back into the clutches of the medium runners, and that's another thing to look out for. Dan Morris is the lead medium runner at the moment ahead of Gray, and those two are kind of dragging themselves along, trying to catch up with the soft runners, but people on the mediums are really struggling. It's Bianchi at the inside of Scuba for turn 3. He's made the move stick relatively easily, so Mercedes man is up into 7th, but look at the gap the top 6 have pulled already on these guys.
Yeah, these guys actually made a little bit of a concertina going through. The top 6 was so close. I think they were separated by about 1.5 seconds at one stage. Josh right on the back of this. He's joined the little train that Carlsberg is forming. Carlsberg struggling in front, I've got to say. 0.4 of a second the gap. Carlsbury second, Joachim in third. We are on lap 5. Oh my goodness me! Honey Badger into the wall. He's gone flipping upside down. That is not what you like to see. Caught on board with that quite late, but Honey Badger out of the race, and there's a safety car deployed. Safety car has been deployed out on track. It's a virtual safety car, in fact, out on track. So these guys have to slow down to 40% race distance, the usual amount. So Honey Badger, not sure, to be honest, what happened there.
I think he just lost traction on the exit of the corner. He's been struggling with that corner all race. He picked up his second time penalty of the race only on lap 5, the lap previous, and he had a real struggle with traction there. So I think he just had the same thing and slid the car into the inside wall. That is such a shame for Honey Badger. He had really decent pace. But before that, you were mentioning Carlsberg kind of holding these guys up at the moment. We're going to see quite a lot of that, I think, as Carlsberg picks up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. But look at the gap Carlsberg pulled in all that.
Unbelievable, it's 2 seconds.
Surely it should be the other way round. Carlsberg's gained 2 seconds on the virtual safety car.
Oh, does it down the inside. He's gone way too deep. The Ferrari very deep in towards turn 4.
And Recon off the road as well. Recon off the road loses traction on the exit of turn 4, trying to avoid Yara, and that's put Josh in the podium positions. 1 lap, and Josh has gained 3 places. The top 6 have completely fallen apart.
One virtual safety car can change it all in TTML. It's quite simple. Carlsberg leads the way by 2.3 seconds. How is the gap 2.3 seconds? After that restart, Johan, by the way, is coming into the pits. Looks like for a fresh set of tyres. He nearly spins coming into the pit lane. Goodness me, Ferrari man into the pit lane. He gets in eventually, Johan into the pits, and he's from the lead of the race, remember? But, of course, he had that spin. He was down in P5 when he came into the pits. That now brings to the end that 6-way battle that we're going to have, to be honest. It's just fallen apart under the virtual safety car.
It completely has, like you say, but I am absolutely shocked that Carlsberg's got away with that. A 2-second gap from being basically, well, Carlsberg was shoving Carlsberg along in those early laps, and Carlsberg's built a 2-second gap behind the virtual safety car, and somehow it's Carlsberg that's got the speeding penalty. So I'm absolutely shocked by that, but Carlsberg is definitely one lucky man. He's got clear distance in front, and at the moment his closest challenger is going to be Josh.
Yeah, 2 seconds the gap, but that gap is noticeably coming down. Carlsberg has gained 0.4 of a second already on this lap. Even though his personal best has not been set, Carlsberg is really beginning to reel in on Carlsberg, and this is 1.8 seconds. It's now going to be 1.7 as it comes through turn 9.
He is. Carlsberg's coming into the pit lane.
Oh, wow. Very early pit stop parts.
Surely it should be a set of hard tyres, but with that kind of comfortable gap, I would have expected him to maybe extend to put the mediums on.
Let's see as he comes in. Drive-through penalty.
It is Carlsberg that got the penalty then. I had Carlsberg on my end. Yeah, I had Carlsberg on my screen that was the one that got the drive-through penalty on my end. I don't know if that was the same for you, but it definitely said Carlsberg was the one with the drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car, but in the end it is actually our race leader Carlsberg, so Sorry, Carlsbury, for getting the wrong person, but fair with us. But yeah, Carlsbury is now then who's in the lead of the race, and Josh is up to second, Recon up to third, Bianchi's up to fourth in all that.
Unbelievable. Scuba on the back as well. Bianchi just on board with him, the Williams man, on the back of the Italian. The Irishman will be hoping to try and get in. Wesker as well, looking quite quick now. He's in 6th position. Darkbolt running quite nicely in 7th as well. There's quite a few been in the pit lane already. Callboy, Adamako, Conti, and Synchronizer as Yarham has DNF'd and he's crashed at turn 1. And I think, to be honest, that might be enough for him. I've got to be honest.
It did kind of look like it was on purpose as well.
Is that a safety car?
I think it's a full safety car.
It is a safety car. And everyone's in.
From Yarham, yeah, it looks like a full safety car. Yeah, literally everyone is coming into the pit lane. Luckily for most of the top, well, everyone in the top 7, they're all in different teams apart from poor Matt Tibos, who's going to have to double stack behind Wesker. That is such a shame for him. But I tell you what, who else this really affects is those starting on the medium tyres. They're going to have to go to a set of hards or stay out on the track. Meanwhile, looking at everyone else that's coming to the pit lanes, Carlsbury's put the medium tyres on.
Wow.
Okay. That is a risky strategy.
Matt Tibos having a front wing change as well when coming into the pit, so even more time lost for the Brit.
That is such a shame for Matt Tibos. He was kind of clinging on to the back of his teammates' battle at the moment and was on for maybe a comfortable mid-top 10 finish, but that's stopped him behind a number of people.
He's coming out in P10 though.
He's come out in P10, but he's actually dropped behind Graham. Graham's gained no end of time in all that chaos. He's ended up in the top 10 somehow, and he started on the medium tyres and was behind Dan Morris. So Graham's ended up in P9.
Absolutely unbelievable. Just comes to show how quick a race can change.
It really does. But just coming on to the strategies that everyone's picked, this is a very risky strategy from Carlsbury to take the medium tyres, 26 laps. I know probably about 2 or 3 of those are going to be behind the safety car, but just based on personal experience of this track and in previous social races I've done, these medium tyres absolutely fall off a cliff late on in the race. So look for Carlsbury to have good pace early on, but I imagine the likes of Josh and Recon are going to come at him at such a fast rate of knots towards the end of the race.
Yeah, Johan leaves the session. Carlsbury, by the way, I'm just running on board with them, taking very high gears going through the corners. Is that to save and conserve fuel?
I think it would be to save, conserve fuel as well, and tyres at that point as well. Running lower gears, it can really... Obviously, running lower gears can help turn into the corner, but it can also affect traction on the exit of the corner. You run a higher gear through the corner, it means you don't have to short shift through the gears and wheel spin the car coming out of corner, so it helps on traction as well as fuel saving. So that's probably Carlsbury's strategy at this point, but I just don't see this strategy working for him. And it's the same for Darkbolt, Matt Tibos and Mays. They've all gone for the mediums, as Dan Morris has actually put another set of mediums on, so Dan Morris will have to pit again at some point in this race.
Wow. Unbelievable. And to add into this mix as well, I've just spied Synchronizer behind Josh. So Recon's going to have trouble off the start.
Yeah, Synchronizer's a lap down, I think, at this point.
He is.
There he is. Wow, so that is another problem for Josh. He's got a car in between. Is it Josh? No, it's between Josh and Recon, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Recon's got a bit of a disadvantage at this safety car restart. He's going to have to stay behind Synchronizer, unless Synchronizer does the good thing and gets out of everyone's way. But that is a hindrance in the side for Recon. But the key to this race, the end of this race, is whether Josh can stay within a close enough gap to Carlsbury to then close in again towards the end of the race.
And if you're just tuning in now, yes, there's a safety car out on track here for the TTML social race in Austria. Oh, and Synchronizer's gone into the back of Josh. Unbelievable.
Oh, and Josh has picked up a time penalty. Has Josh picked up a time penalty? I think on my race control.
Yeah, he has. 5-second penalty.
Wow, that's unfair. Such a shame for Josh. Sure, hopefully he can get that one removed maybe, but that is definitely an unfair penalty for Josh.
Oh, look at how everyone's backing up the pack as well. Safety car's in. Safety car's gone in, and Carlsbury floors it from the front. 7/10 of a second, we're back underway. Goodness me, we're getting caught left, right and centre here with the restart. Carlsbury off in front by 1.1 seconds. Josh in second, Recon third. Bianchi in third. There's a huge battle. Darkbolt, bit of front wing damage there for Darkbolt. Right side end plate damage.
Yeah, I think Wesker slightly tapped the back of Scuba, and that kind of caught Darkbolt.
He got away with it.
Tires. I think Darkbolt's got front wing damage, and Wesker got away with it. Yeah, Wesker looking up the inside. Oh, Darkbolt on the outside.
Oh my god!
All the way around the outside. That's not
no way.
He's going to get. If he pulls that one off down into turn 4, that'll be amazing, especially with the front wing damage. He's got a lot of grip on those tires. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Overtake.
Yeah, Wesker's got the inside line though. There's a lock up in front as well. And Dartbolt is always going to understeer onto the grass. Oh, Kalsper's nearly caught out by that as well in the Williams. He's trying to come back from that early drive-through penalty. He's back up into P7. But yeah, watch Dartbolt now fall through the field with that front wing damage. That is such a shame to the Racing Point man.
Carlsbury getting the jump though, 1.8
Wow.
seconds as he comes through the end of the middle sector there. Josh in second, Recon in third. Carlsbury, in fact, he's coming into the pit lane. Carlsbury's into the pits from the lead of the race. This is unbelievable. Carlsbury is into the pits. I think he's going to go into a set of hards as he obviously got a drive-through penalty. Let's have a look. Darkbolt also in to repair his front wing damage. It looks like it's a drive-through. Yeah, you're right. So Carlsbury in for a drive-through. You didn't lie when he said he had a drive-through penalty, and he has. So Carlsbury takes his drive-through. Probably on the final lap he would have taken it anyways. As Scuba and Bianchi are side-by-side running up the hill through turn 2, and now up the hill towards turn 3. And also Wesker and Carlsberg. Carlsberg diving it down the inside line. Can he get the move done on the Alpha Tauri? Wesker around the outside line. Sorry, in the Williams, I should say, for Carlsberg. Looks like he's used the overtake mode, and he's got that to good effect. So Carlsberg through when he's up to 5th. Scuba is through when he's up to 3rd. Good moves there. Darkbolt retires.
Yeah, Williams are on a charge. Scuba has come from absolutely nowhere and is all of a sudden in the podium places, but don't rule Kalsper out of still winning this race despite an early drive-through penalty. He's looking incredibly fast on these hard tyres. He dispatched Wesker with absolute ease, so he's going to catch right onto the back of Bianchi quickly. There's a yellow flag somewhere. I think is
Dartbolt's
that for
car.
Dartbolt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dartbolt's car that's just pulled off to the side of the track, so that's nothing really for everyone to worry about. But at the moment, the top two getting away from the rest of the field at the moment. Recon looks the faster of the two, though. Look, it looks like Recon's he's using a lot. Recon after the safety car restarts used a lot of DRS already, but so has Josh. Josh is trying to break the DRS, but it's not quite working. And he's kind of just pulling Recon along with him at the moment.
Adamako going around the outside of turn 1 on Maze. Can he get on Focky? Sorry, can he get the move done? He has. Brilliant move by Adamako around the outside of turn 1. Plenty of space given. No quarrels about that one. Brilliant move. Adamako up to 12th. Cowboy as well through on Focky. Focky is getting absolutely mullered, it seems, and he's now down to 14th. He's lost 2 positions in one go as Dan Morris is now having a battle with his fellow Irishman. Just ahead out on track. Rim slightly locks up down on the inside line. He's on a set of mediums. Can he try and get the move done? Adamako back through on Maze, just in behind as well. Dan Morris trying to go for the impossible. Ooh. Round the outside of turn 6. Brilliant move. Can he pull it off? He can. The Irishman's through. Brilliant stuff. Dan Morris is through and he's up to 9th. 2 great moves in the space of 1 lap. Brilliant.
That is brilliant stuff from Dan Morris. Everyone's favourite move seems to be around the outside of turn 5 at the moment. Everyone's loving that move, but Dan Morris pulls it off and he has to. He's got to make another pit stop in this race, so he's got to charge his way forwards and use the life out of these medium tyres and come in and put a set of soft tyres on at the end of the race. He's got to do it. He's already on the back of Matt Tibos. He's only 4 tenths back, and Matt Tibos has got no one in front of him and front wing damage, so Dan Morris needs to dispatch the Renault driver as quickly as possible.
Bianchi through on Scuba, that's towards turn 3, got the move done cleanly into the braking zone, so Bianchi through, and he's up to P3, but to be honest, he's holding up a little bit of a train, and it looks like Carlsberg, look at the pace of Carlsberg, he's coming from absolutely nowhere. Can he get the move done down in towards turn 4 on Scuba? Yes he can, you can know he can pull off a move like that, and Carlsberg is through, and he's up to P4, goodness me, it's only lap 14, I think we've had about half the amount of action we had in bloody Styria. Fantastic stuff.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Carlsberg came from absolute nowhere there. He saved up a lot of DRS and he used it all the way down to turn 4 to pass his teammate. He's up to 4th. He needs to get past Bianchi though. This whole group battling is really letting the top two go. They've gained at least 2 seconds in the last lap and a half and the top two are gone. But if you look at the ERS usage of Josh is running at 10% ERS already. He's absolutely killed his ERS management at the moment, and Recon has almost 50%. He has so much more at this point in the race, so if Josh runs out even slightly on the way down to turn 4, it's an easy pass for Recon.
Yeah, Recon right on the back of Josh as he comes through turn 3, just looking in behind Carlsberg, getting close to Bianchi, not close enough.
Recon, is he going to use his overtake? He's not.
No.
He's not using his overtake, so it looks like Recon's just staying in behind Josh and just saving fuel, saving time, saving
Carlsberg.
ERS.
Down the inside of Bianchi, down towards turn 4. Bianchi's trying to hang on all the way around the outside. No way can Bianchi pull this off. Turning a negative into a positive, and he somehow has kept the move. Bianchi, brilliant defensive driving, holds on to the position, and it's costing Carlsberg and Scuba a hell of a lot of time here. Bianchi through up to 3rd again.
Verstappen S that one was from Bianchi. Carlsberg's definitely the faster of the two, but great defensive driver from Bianchi. He's really desperate to hold on to that 3rd place, and he's doing a brilliant job of it so far, but it's really holding these guys in up behind the two Williams and the Renault. And is Dashi in 7th place? Dashi is in 7th place, isn't he?
He's catching.
He is. He's catching these guys. Dashi's kind of come from absolutely nowhere, and he's in 7th place at the moment, catching up to the guys in front. And Dan Morris has passed Matt Tibos as well, the first man on the medium tyres, so he's got a bit of clean air in front to use the pace of those medium tyres and then come into the pit lane. Meanwhile, Kasper down the inside of Bianchi at turn 3.
Oh, Scuba's into the back of Bianchi! Just in the background, he hit the back of him. No front wing damage, it seems. Here comes Recon on Josh as well. Not going to be close enough, though, down towards turn 4. But yeah, Carlsberg threw up the P3. Scuba just got very close to this braking point there. Almost too close. He touched the back end of Bianchi's car. Luckily, no front wing damage, and he continues on in 5th position. We've got Focky as well battling out with Maze down towards turn 4 for 13th and 14th. We like to provide the battles here, and Maze is trying to hunt this down the inside. But I think Focky might have this move done on a set of hards. He's through, and he's up into 13th position. Maze down to 14th.
Good stuff on the Hassman. We've had Synchronizer come into the pits. He's put a set of soft tyres on. He's running down at the back on his own at the moment, so he's going to come in for another stop at some point as well. I think he's just trying out the different sets of tyres at this point in the race. But let's see if Carlsberg can make the move now as Matt Tibos is into the pit lane.
Yep.
Yeah, he's coming. I think he's going to replace that front wing and put another set of medium tyres on maybe and go to the end from there, or maybe capitalise on people struggling with tyre grip at the end of the race.
How's Carlsbury in 9th position, by the way? He was in 16th at the start of that. He's flown through the field.
He's absolutely flown back through the field, and he's passed Graham somewhere. I'm sorry to Carlsbury for that one, but completely missed. Carlsbury's passed Graham somewhere in the last half lap or so.
Down through turn 1.
Yeah, it must have been through turn 1, but he's gapped Graham already. Carlsbury's got incredible pace, but again, drive-through is really costing people. But I'm just having a look at the gap at the moment between Carlsberg and Recon. I was expecting Carlsberg to catch a bit quicker than this. It's not really happening for him at the moment. It's maybe a 10th or 2 a lap, but he's not really catching Recon, and he's kind of pulling Bianchi with him.
To be honest, Recon is close enough to Josh to really drag him along into the race, to be honest, and that's why Recon is staying so consistent in terms of the timing. 3.7, 3.8 seconds around about on this lap. Bianchi is beginning to close in on Carlsberg as well, so could have a bit of a knock-on effect as we see the beautiful time, and it looks like Recon's going to go for the move of it, for the lead, and Josh, in fact, sees what's coming. I think that's quite cheeky, to be honest, from Josh. Is he going to have the DRS down towards turn 4? He will. He might have done that for a tactical ploy, but looks like Recon's got the run. Josh having a bit of snap of oversteer, but Recon is now through, and he's into the lead of the race. Josh, I think he should have fought that one a little bit more, I think, for that one.
Yeah, I think Focky spun meanwhile in the exit of turn 1. I don't think there was any contact. I think that might have just been on traction, unfortunately, for the Hassman. Not going too well for Hass so far in this race, but he can continue on to the end of the race. I think at that point, Josh has probably realised got the same pace as Recon at the moment, and it's probably honestly better for Josh at this point in the race to fall behind Recon and let Recon pull him forwards, because Recon definitely looked like he was backing off, trying not to pass Josh in an effort to save ERS, and Josh just didn't have the same pace, so it looks like it might be a better option as we've got a bit of action in the background. I think one of them, Carlsbury's made a mistake somewhere.
Cosby's got left side end plate damage. That's what I was just going to come on board with. So I'm not sure what's happened. I'm not sure if he's contacted somebody. He was behind Dan, I think, out on track. Cosby coming into the pits. What could have been a good race for him has turned into an absolute dire race. It's only a social race, but still, it will knock a guy's confidence completely, I think. If you don't do well in the social race, it could have a possible knock-on effect for the season. But these guys, I think, should ignore that and just bring back next week.
Yeah, and Carlsberg's retired from the session. I'm not surprised in that one, if I'm honest. But that is such a shame. He had brilliant pace in this race, and unfortunately, he's going to come away with it from nothing. Meanwhile, Matt Tibos has set the fastest lap of the race on the set of medium tyres. That's just goes to show for Matt Tibos that pace. It goes to show the advantage that a new set of tyres has around here. So don't count him out of a top 10 finish just yet. There's people in front still on the medium tyres that may have to pit again, and people on the hard tyres will struggle with pace compared to Tibos, so he could still work his way back into the top 10 by the end of this.
Josh has found his pace. He's 5 tenths quicker than Recon last time around. On to lap 20 we go. Recon leads Josh in second, 3/10 of a second, and look at this, Josh now hunting on the back. It looks like it's going to be the tactical ploy of an absolute genius. Josh is through and he's into the lead of the race. Can Recon try and fight this back like Verstappen? No, he can't. Josh is through and he's up into the lead of the race. Can Recon get the run down towards turn 4? I think the answer to that is no. Josh has just pulled away by 5/10 of a second. He says, come and catch me. Recon is catching him. but not close enough. Down towards turn 4. Ooh, very late on the brakes. But Josh through to the lead of the race. Quite easy move, to be honest. And Bianchi catching Kalsper.
Yeah, I think what I said on the previous app might have actually just been proved. It looks like these two are working together to pull away. I think they've realised that Kalsper, in terms of raw pace, has amazing raw pace. So they're working together and pulling themselves forward with a bit of DRS tactics, it looks like, because Josh fell behind, saved some ERS and pulled back ahead, and now it's Recon saving ERS, and he's close right back to the back of Josh again. So don't be surprised if Recon goes for a move up into turn 3. And yeah, Kalsper... it's just the power of the overtake button really pulls the people in behind closer to you. So Kalsper is going to hope that Bianchi makes a mistake and falls out of DRS range, but at this point you can't really pull away.
Josh moves to one side, Recon on the right-hand side, but he's not using overtake mode to get this move done. Very close to contact, actually, coming through the kink at turn 2. But Recon is through, and he's into the lead of the race. I wonder if Josh is going to try and come back at him. But as you say, I think these guys are definitely working together. And yeah, you can see Recon pulling away at turn 3. That everyone in the lead seems to get a very good run out of turn 3. Forcing the other driver back into play. Josh, oh my God, nearly into the back of him.
That is the risk you take when you... The tactic at the moment around Austria, a lot of people are braking with 2 wheels off the track, and if you're slightly misjudging it and not braking on the green concrete and instead on the exit of the curb, you lose all braking power. And that just goes to show there with Josh, he nearly ran clean into the back of Recon and took them both out.
Sorry to cut in, because Adam Acko and Graham are having a great battle through turn 4, and now through turn 6 as we come through the left-hander. Adam Acko on the inside trying to go for the move, Graham around the outside. Turn 6 seems to be everyone's favourite place tonight. Graham has just pulled it off around the outside of Adam Acko. Fantastic battle, and that's for 9th position.
Nice one from Graham, yeah, good race on them, but I think Adam's actually the faster of the two. Adam seems to have caught Graham in the last few laps and is trying to get past and get up into 9th place. Poor Dan Morris at the moment running completely on his own on those medium tyres. He's going to be coming in, I'd say, probably in about 4, maybe 5 laps time, and put another set of soft tyres on that car and go to the end from there to see what his pace is. Meanwhile, Matt Tibos has gained 5 seconds on Focky in the last 2.5 laps. Those medium tyres have got so much pace in them. Oh, and he actually whacks the inside curb of the last corner as well and goes off the track, actually. So, as I say that, I've just cursed Matt Tibos, and he's made a mistake and lost one of those seconds that he gained.
There you go. Not a part of the James Head drinking game, I'm afraid, because it came from my co-commentator, that commentator's curse. First one of F1 2020.
Yeah, definitely not the last as well. But just looking at this queue for 3rd place, I'm shocked that Kalsper has not pulled away from Bianchi at this point. Kalsper showed incredible pace, and he sliced through this train of cars with absolute ease, picking them off one by one. And since then, he just cannot pull away from them. And actually, Dashi has caught this pack and is now right up behind them in 7th. So it almost feels like at this point, Kalsper's kind of holding them up. Oh, as we got a virtual safety car. Is that for Maze? Maze has spun on the exit at turn 5, I think. Or turn 6, sorry.
Turn 6, similar to Honey Badger, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe he lost traction on the exit of the corner. Graham's come into the pit lane. I wonder if Dan Morris might have passed the pit lane already before the virtual safety car came out, because that would have been prime time for him to come in. I think Graham's realised that he's struggling for pace on those hard tyres, and the pace of Matt Tibos just on 1 lap pace alone is a better option for Graham at this point, because he was being caught by Adam, and he possibly could have got caught by Conti by the end of the race.
Yeah, Matt Tibos going to come out ahead easily of Focky. But Graham out ahead quite easily in front of Matt Tibos. So it's really been brought to a neutralisation period here on lap 23 out of 36. It's Recon who now leads by 0.5 of a second from Josh. Kalsper in 3rd, Bianchi 4th, Scuba in 5th, Wesker 6th, and Dashi in 7th, who is ghosted on my screen. I can trust you, he is driving that car. So the German doing a very good job for the LOT team. Scuba into the back of Bianchi. Under the virtual safety car restart. Right side end plate damage completely off the car. And Scuba, I think he just misjudged the start, to be honest.
Recon, meanwhile, picks up a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits on the exit of turn 1. But yeah, that is such a shame for Scuba. He tried so desperately to get into the pit lane, but then he had Wesker and Dashi on his inside. Scuba's race, from a possible chance at a podium, absolutely ruined at this point. That's going to be a long recovery from him.
Oh, Dashi! Down the inside, very late on the brakes, too late on the brakes, and the German tried, but he failed, and Wesker stays in P5. That was bold, brave, and probably just not needed, to be honest.
a bit overambitious. I think Dash's plan was he was trying desperately to stay with Bianchi and Kasper before they disappeared up the road, and it is just lost him even more time, as Josh has actually picked up a time penalty in sympathy of Recon doing so. So they've both now got a 3-second time penalty. I don't know if that's their first or their second offence so far in this race, but it could cost him, because I don't think I've seen Kasper pick up a time penalty as of yet, and he's only 4.7 seconds back. So it's still on for the Williams man, and now that it's just Kasper and Bianchi together, and Wesker and Dashi and Scuba have all falling off the back of these guys, maybe these guys can start to pull away a bit and maybe catch the top two.
Kasper and Bianchi, actually, these guys had a phenomenal battle on the 5-lapper night that we had, 2 weeks ago, I think it was now. And it was the future Bianchi against the champion Kasper. These guys are going to repeat that, I think, out on track tonight in TTML, which is fantastic for you guys as the viewers, because Bianchi is probably one of those special guys that you like to see. Kasper is the defending champion. He has a point to prove, but so does Bianchi. He's in the DRS now, but I don't think he's going to be close enough, not using that overtake mode. And Bianchi stays in P4, dashing down the inside of Wesker. Wesker switches it back, goes inside of each other, synchronizer out of the race. And Dashi goes through Wesker, and he's through the P5. That's not what you like to see, but he gets the move done.
Yeah, that's a shame for Dashi. That's a shame for both of them, as there's another virtual safety car for the incident.
It's a full safety car.
Oh, it is? Wow.
It's a full safety car, and Cowboy's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under a virtual safety car, which is absolutely unbelievable considering it's a safety car. What is this?
Top two have come in. Everyone's coming in.
Yeah.
So this is perfect time, perfect opportunity. Do you know that this has massively helped? That's Dan Morris. He's stayed out waiting for that safety car, and it's happened for him. Really,
he's coming in for
Ferrari, man. He's coming in, yeah. Everyone going for the soft tyres. Josh has gone for the mediums.
Wow.
Wow, that's a bold move from Josh. Maybe he thinks he can't get the softs to the end from this point onwards, but Recon on the softs, Recon on the softs, everyone around him on the softs.
Josh coming out well behind Recon. Did he have front wing damage, and did he have a front wing change? Because he was right behind Recon before coming into the pace. I think he's had a front wing change.
It does look like that. I wonder, it's even that he might have got held up by Kasper. Kasper's actually fallen behind Bianchi, Dashi and Wesker.
Yeah.
Kasper's got massively held up in the pit lane and has dropped 3 places.
But remember, the damage model in this game, if you even have slight damage, it will automatically switch you to yes to repair that front wing damage. So I think that is where we're seeing some of these guys being cost because of that.
That is such a shame. Also, another thing on my end, just looking at the tyre graphics, I hope this isn't true, but it says on my end that Dashi and Morris are on 25 lap-old soft tyres. I don't think that's the case, because they would be horrible to drive on, but fingers crossed that's not the case. But this has brought a number of people that were kind of out of the running of a podium or a top 5 result back into the running again. This has brought Scuba back in after his incident a lap before the safety car, and it's brought the likes of Tibos back in, Graham's back into this fight as well, Cowboy's back. It's really spicing things up for the final. It's probably going to be the last 8 laps of this race, but Josh has got to be a sitting duck at this point.
Yeah, Josh will be a sitting duck. He's got Bianchi behind. Dashi, who is on a fresh set of tyres. These tyre graphics might go when they cross the line. Nope, they're on 26 lap of tyres. Damos and Scuba swapping positions slightly there. But trust me, these guys are on fresh tyres, not on 26 lap all tyres. Codemasters has not put out a patch since the game has been released. They're still on version, I think, 1.03, if I'm not mistaken. But if guys got 1.03, they would have updated the 1.04 with the patch update that came on, I think it was Friday, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm on 1.03, so that might be why.
Yeah, patch was on 1.04, I think. Cowboy's picked up a time penalty behind the safety car, amazingly. He's picked up a track limit 16 penalty, I believe, at the penultimate corner, so he's really struggling with track limits in this race. It might be his 4th penalty in this one, I think. But yeah, this is kind of a shame for Josh, really. Josh has had a brilliant race. Both him and Recon have had really good races, and Josh he's going to be under massive pressure for people behind. But this does help Recon, because the problem with this track at the moment, seemingly throughout this entire race, is if you're the lead car in a train, it's virtually impossible to break the 1 second DRS barrier. So this is prime opportunity for Recon to do such a thing, considering the car behind him's on much harder tyres than him, so he's going to struggle to keep up. So perfect time for Recon to gap the field behind.
Callboy, by the way, has not rejoined the back, so the safety car is staying out for another lap. I thought there was a bit of a glitch going on, but Recon, yeah, safety car is staying out on track. Callboy still yet to join the back of this queue, as is Matt Tibos, actually. So both of them still catching up, and they're onto the back now. So we will go on to lap 28 underneath the safety car. It is Recon who leads, from Josh in second, Bianchi in third, Dashi in fourth on fresh tyres, not 28 lap old tyres that you're seeing on your screen. GG Codemasters on that one. Wesker in 5th with Calsper in 6th. Dan Morris in 7th as well. GG Codemasters on that one. Scuba in 8th. Conti in 9th. Adamako in 10th. Graham in 11th. I'm not going to repeat it again. Matibos 12th and Callboy in 13th. Well, it is quite interesting though, under this safety car, it really brings everyone back into play, and it's going to be a fascinating final, 7 laps when we come after the safety car, or 8 laps even.
Yeah, it really is. Just another thing to comment on as well, looking at the position changes in this race, Dashi started this race 15th on the grid. Just goes to show that someone with a relatively poor qualifying can have brilliant race pace and really make the most of it around this track. He's gained 11 places in this race. There's a lot of people that have gained a number of places. Dan Morris has gained 7 places. Conti has gained 8. Josh has gained 6 places from his starting grid of 8. He's up into second. Recon's gained 3. Bianchi's gained 4. There's a number of people that gained a lot of places in this race.
Safety car lights have gone out. Safety car will be coming in this lap. Recon now is essentially the pace car, so he's now going to be holding up the pack and sticking to the delta time for everyone, and also trying to floor. We saw Calsper jump the VSC start up in towards turn 9. Recon is definitely not doing that. He's letting the safety car go into the pit lane. I think he's going to floor it from the exit of turn 9, and now floors it actually now. And Recon uses overtake mode and already goes 4 tenths clear, even further, and he's 7 tenths clear underneath that restart. Overtake mode, absolutely unbelievable, and Recon now leads 8.5 tenths across the line. Bianchi now is a sitting duck, and Josh actually, what on earth is happening to Josh? Josh under the restart.
He's been disqualified from the session for ignoring a drive-through penalty.
Oh wow! I didn't even realise he had one.
He didn't take the drive-through penalty at the safety car restart, and he's been disqualified from the session from it. What a disaster from Josh. Yeah, from a possible podium, a brilliant race, and he's out of it. That is such a shame, but like I said, this has given Recon the perfect chance. Here comes Dashi. He's on the podium from 15th on the grid. He's going for second on Bianchi. He's down the inside. Oh. They ghost inside of each other, though. That's a shame for Dashi that they're ghosting here. He thinks he's racing pretty normally, but it's almost like a non-contact race for him at the moment. But he's just going to drive through Bianchi, is he? He's not quite going to be able to do it. Yeah, Bianchi stays in P2 for the time being, but Dashi's onto the podium from so far back in this race. That's brilliant stuff. Wesker's 4th, Calsper's back up to 5th. So let's see if he can work his way back through like he did earlier on in the race. Dan Morris, meanwhile, picks up a time penalty for exceeding track limits. He's got Scuba all over the back of him coming into turn 9.
And we've got a virtual safety car. What's that for?
One's for?
What is that for?
I'm not sure what that is for.
Is that for Josh's car?
That's already despawned, so I wonder if is it debris maybe? Has someone lost a part of their front wing somewhere and
let's have a
that's
look.
Why it's come out? I'm not sure. I don't think I see anyone with any front wing damage, so a bit of a random virtual safety car, but that's neutralised the field for at least half a lap for the time being. That's calmed things down, but my word, what a chaotic race this has been. I don't think you can predict the winner of this race at any point in this one. It's been almost feels like 8 people at this point have had a chance of winning this race, but a lot of people have sped under this virtual safety car restart, and another one, Bianchi, looks like he's sped under the virtual safety car restart apparently, so that's probably another one with a drive-through penalty. That is a shocker. Again, that is what our 4th driver to get a 4th driver to get a drive-through penalty under the virtual safety car. And it feels like every single time it's the person in second.
It is. Pretty much, I think second place is now cursed. I think that's what we can probably say.
Manchi's in to serve his drive-through penalty immediately. What a shame from second place. He's going to dive in for a drive-through penalty with only 5 laps to go. That is such a shame. He's going to drop right to the back of the field, see if he can work his way back through and maybe back up into the top 10. But Dash is up into second and Wesker's 3rd.
Wesker 3rd, unbelievable.
Dan Morris is up to 5th on a 2-stop strategy that shouldn't work really, but
Here comes
Scuba's up behind him.
Here comes Scuba. Down the inside into turn 3. Very late on the brakes. Can the Irishman get the move done on his fellow Irishman? Yes, he can. Scuba is through, but Dan Morris is going to have his PB run down towards turn 4. Can the Irishman now fight back? on his fellow countrymen? The succinct answer is no, because I think Scuba has used a little bit of overtake mode, a little bit of DRS, and he's now through and he's up into P5. DRS, by the way, under the VSC has literally just came back. So I'm wondering what on earth's happened there as Matt Tibos flies down the inside of Graham Chappell, trying to go around the outside. He gets the move done, he's up to 9th, and he tried to get Conti 2 for 1 there. Didn't really work out for him. Matt Tibos stays in 9th position, but surely it's just a matter of time for him to get past Conti.
Yeah, surely it is. Matt Tibos has had great pace throughout this race. He's just not quite had the luck. Recon, meanwhile, sets the fastest up, immediately beaten by Dashi. Is Dashi catching Recon at this point? That's the one thing to look out for. It's 1.4. I think it stayed at 1.4 seconds for the last lap, so they're kind of matching each other at the moment. But look out for Dashi. If he gets in DRS range of Recon, don't count Dashi out of winning this race from 15th on the grid, but he's used almost all of his ERS to try and catch that
Carlsberg trying to go around the outside into turn 3. Goodness me, he was being brave there. Wesker holds on to the position, but surely it's just a matter of time now for Carlsberg to get the move done on Wesker. Matt Tibos is through on Conti down through turn 3, but now Carlsberg down through turn 4, round the outside, and that is a brilliant move by Carlsberg. Really gave him the room. Wesker gave him the room as well, but Carlsberg, fantastic around the outside. That's how you pull off a move. Albon-esque, I would have said, but obviously he made contact. Carlsberg through up to 3rd. Brilliant move.
Great respect between those two. Wesker still had it down the inside, but they gave each other just enough space. Kasper sent it late on the brakes and gave Wesker the space to make that little lunge on the inside, but Kasper had the grip in the end. And he's up into the podium. He's almost within the 1 second window. He's using the ERS that he's got to try and get in the DRS range, so that once he's in DRS range, he can save ERS and use the DRS to close in. But I think it's just out of reach at the moment, 0.2 of a second further back. Meanwhile, Recon's almost used all of his ERS as well, so it's so close between these two. It's just minuscule margins away from Dashi taking DRS to Recon. Meanwhile, Wesker's coming back at Carlsberg.
He is down the hill towards turn 4, trying to go around the outside. No overtake mode being used here by the Austrian. Trying to go around the outside. Carlsberg leaves him short of room, but looks like he might have actually locked up on the inside there. So Carlsberg hangs on to the position. Really no room at all. And that, to be honest, looked like to be, if it was going to be a Ricciardo incident from the Styrian Grand Prix. Nearly.
It was almost felt like Renault team orders all over again, didn't it? But fair enough from Carlsberg. I think Carlsberg had the corner. I don't think Wesker was really going to pull that one off, and good to see Wesker back out of the move and not make any contact. Meanwhile, Dashi's picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's really going to cost him Dan Morris with another time penalty as well in P6. But this battling between Casper and Welsker, Scuba's only 1 second back. Scuba's recovered really well from his front wing damage earlier on in the race to come back into P5, and he is closing in on these guys for a possible podium. So there's only 3 laps left in this race. I don't know where the last half of this race has gone. It's absolutely flown by, but at this point, it's so close for Dashi, but Recon just has the raw pace to stay ahead.
Dan Morris, actually, don't rule him out either, because he was catching Scuba up the run towards turn 3. Obviously not now, he's just within the DRS range, I think. But Carlsberg hanging on for P3, Wesker P4, Scuba P5, Dan Morris in P6. Just looking on board, Wesker is carrying 30% more ERS than Carlsberg. Further down the field, in the meantime, Callboy and Graham Chappell. It's almost these two what is it with 2 Irishmen fighting out on track? Honestly, Callboy trying to go around the outside, and he does, and Graham very close to contact there. But the Racing Point hangs on. Callboy in P10, Graham in P11. Goodness me, onto the penultimate lap of the race, and I don't know where this gap has gone. Recon is now 1.6 seconds ahead of Dashi, and I think, to be honest, Dashi's use of the overtake mode has been too much, and he hasn't been catching.
Yeah, I think he just kind of used up the soft tyre pace as quickly as possible to try and get in the 1 second window. He was a 10th out of it. He just wasn't close enough really to pull it off. But still, despite that, what a race this has been from Dashi. 15th on the grid to 2nd place. Brilliant drive from the McLaren man, and he's pulling away still from Carlsberg, who can't gap Wesker. Like we said, once you're...
Sorry to cut in again. Callboy ran the outside of Conti through turn 3. Brilliant move by Callboy. Ran the outside he goes. Conti had no chance, to be honest, there. And Callboy's through. Is Conti going to come back at him? Ran the outside through turn 4. Look out for Graham behind as well. He's going to try it, but he doesn't quite pull it off. Callboy still in P9. Conti, thanks for trying though, and he stays in P10. And Graham is all over the back of Conti.
Yeah, and another one, Matt Tibos is nearly within a second window of Adam for P7. He's just about within reach of the Alfa Romeo man for 7th place. He's absolutely dropped the guys behind.
Callboy spun! Through turn 7.
Oh, that's such a shame for the Racing Point man. Meanwhile, Bianchi's caught these guys now as well after his drive-through. Almost back into the top 10. He's had great pace. He's all over the back of Graham. He's looking up the inside, is he? He goes for it. Does he make the move stick before turn 1? He does. He's through. He's going to try and make the move stick on Conti as well. They're probably down into turn 3.
Look at Wesker.
Yeah, Wesker as well behind Kalsper.
On the back of Kalsper, I tell you what, he could try and pull off the move. He is using all of his overtake mode to try and pull this off, but I don't think the Austrian at his home track is close enough. Kalsper locks up. Wesker has got another chance, I think, up the run towards turn 9, but it's going to be very, very close. Cowboy, by the way, has retired on the track, and he's through turn 9 there. But Recon, 2.1 seconds ahead of Dashi. What a phenomenal race it's been by Dashi. He's been the silent killer, I think, in this race, to be honest. The German, fantastic stuff, but Recon is now coming round the final corner. Your first social race winner will be Recon across the line. He wins by 2.3 seconds out on track. Dashi across the line in second. Kalsper hangs on for third. Wesker in fourth. Massive glitch, and Kalsper has won.
Wow, in time penalties. Wow. I thought Recon only had 1. He had 2 in the end, or was it 3 maybe? Recon had far more penalties than I assumed he did, and Kalsper, in the end, takes the win from Wesker.
Let's just run down the race order when it comes up, because there was a lot of changes there. Oh. An absolute mass amount of changes. I think Dan Morris has ended up somehow 11th. Dashi gets your driver of the day, even though you didn't vote, of course. But Dashi, driver of the day, I think that's pretty fair, to be honest. He drove a really astute race.
Yeah, I think I would probably give it to Dashi, maybe driver of the day, just because of how quickly, how well he got through the field, and second on the road is a great result from 15th on the grid.
Well, Kalsper has somehow taken the win. The penalties, so many had came up, or not came up in my case on my screen. No.
Wow, Recon had 4 penalties in the end.
Wow.
Wow, and the top 3 in the end was Kalsper, Wesker and Scuba, and all of them only had 1 penalty.
Well, there we are. Kalsper has taken the win. All the top 3, only having 1 penalty. So Kalsper wins, Wesker second, Scuba in third, Recon in fourth. Dashi actually gets driver of the day and fastest lap to boot. So well done to the German for finishing in 5th. Adamako pulled off a brilliant move earlier on in the race. Go and watch it back later on, because honestly, this race has just been crazy as anything. Bianchi finishing in 7th, Graham in 8th, Conti in 9th, Matt Tibos finishing in 10th, with Dan Morris, the final finisher, in 11th. Cowboy, Josh, Focky, Synchronizer, Maze, Carlsbury, Darkbolt, Yarham and Honey Badger not finishing out on track. Gotta say, the unfortunate ones definitely in that race in terms of the pace. Josh, Carlsbury, Yarham and Honey Badger. It would have been a phenomenal race if they didn't DNF. Yeah,
it really would have been. They had really, really good pace. It's such a shame to see our pole sitter fall so quickly in this race as well. It just went horribly wrong from the opening laps as well. One thing I would like to shout out though, congratulations to Bianchi and Graham. No penalties. I'm absolutely amazed. This track, even on the last game, was synonymous for people getting penalties, and this game is far more brutal for track warning limits, and Bianchi and Graham made it through the race without getting a penalty, so hats off to them, and it got Bianchi P7 in the end, despite a drive-through penalty with only 5 laps to go.
Can we have a new award? I'm just thinking, no penalties of the day.
Yeah, the driver of no penalties. We'll think of a good name for that one. That's definitely not the right name, but we'll have to think of something for it.
Answers on a postcard in the comment section if you want to see a new award for no penalties of the day, or whatever it will be called. Think of some names in the comment section and come back to us with that one.
The penalty-free award, will call something like that.
A penalty-free award has a good ring to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll copyright it. We'll wait and see.
Copyright, trademark, now taken. So if anybody else uses this, any other league, FOL mainly, it's trademarked, yeah. But that is it. Unbelievable. Apparently we're in Azerbaijan next week. We're not. Hopefully there is going to be another social race hosted this week, because I think it's been absolutely brilliant to see. I mean, top 10 separated by 4.5 tenths. Top 15 separated by less than a second in qualifying. Absolutely unreal. These guys have proved, I think, that they are racers, that they are league racers. And, to be honest, first commentary on F1 2020, apart from the lobby glitch, it all went well.
It all went actually really well, and kind of continued off from the chaos we had towards the end of the season. It's continued into 2020. And I think this game actually has levelled the playing field out far more than I think a lot of people expected. I think this game suits a lot more people than previous Formula 1 games have. So if that's what a social race is with people from completely different divisions racing against each other, imagine what an official division race is going to be like.
Imagine that. Imagine that. Falcon, by the way, in the comment section. Falcon in the comment section saying, commentators know online ID players? Yes, they're in front of you. They're literally in front of you on your screen. Whether it says entrance, that is everyone's online ID. Are they real persons? He's also put as well. Well, we're speaking. We must be human, unless we're, like, from another planet.
I am. I don't know about James.
Excuse me?
Jury's out on that one.
Don't treat your lead commentator like that, honestly.
I'm going to get fired after this.
Yeah, I'm a well-respected member, I have you know. Oh, honestly. But Afri as well coming in and saying, can you show the fitted tyres, which I think we did in the race. Guys, please let us know how we did on our first social race. I know there's been glitches. I know there's been desyncs galore and lobby glitches and whatever. But how on earth would you rate this race from a scale of 1 to 10? Been brilliant, I think.
It has absolutely been brilliant. I don't know what to give this race a rating because you couldn't predict a winner at any point. I would like to say I got my prediction right. I believe I said Calspur to win this race at the start of the race, and it did happen, but not in the way I expected it to. So, I mean, I'd probably give this race probably an 8.5, maybe a 9 out of 10. It was full of action throughout.
Falcon coming in and saying 10 out of 10. Yeah, to be honest, I've got to agree with Aiden. I think it's about an 8.5, maybe even a 9, I think, out of 10. Action-packed galore. Hopefully we're going to be seeing more evaluation races and more social races during the next... And I mean, I think next week we've got all the evaluation races all next week. You're going to be seeing quite a few of them streamed. I'm certainly going to be streaming, I think, at least 3 of them. So it's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Going to be absolutely fantastic. But as normal, we are wasting away time, and I'm sure you guys want us to end the stream, so I think we will. Thank you so much for watching here, the TTML Season 1 social race in Austria. The race, qualifying of course, is on a separate stream, but thank you so much for watching. I've been James Head, he's been Aiden Carter. Please tune in whenever we are next live, which I think might be Saturday for CRC. But if not, it'll be sometime this week. But for myself and Andrew, Andrew? For
Hi,
myself...
my name's Andrew.
Oh, dude, you can tell it's been a long night. Goodness me. For myself and Aiden, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.